Hi everyone, this is Josh, and this is Wrestling in Review. Tonight was a Monday Night Raw. Um, Overall, it was a pretty good show. Started off with Triple H in the ring. He was cutting a promo for DX, who is now the first inductees to the WWE Hall of Fame this year. That's nice, especially because it's not just him and Shawn Michaels. They got the whole group in there, including Billy Gunn and China, which first of all, I didn't think they would get Billy Gunn there just because he's working for AEW, but no, they did, and I'm glad they did that. Maybe this could be some start of maybe a working relationship. I don't know. I'm just talking now, but this could be a working relationship between the two companies, which I wouldn't mind. Also, they, like I said, they're inducting China too, which I just didn't think China was ever going to be inducted. So it's nice to see that she's getting what she deserves. Next was a tables match between Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman. I gave this match a 1 star just because I didn't care. Same as pay-per-view, I just didn't care. I thought maybe this match was just going to be like a squash match just for Braun to get his win back. But no, it lasted a lot longer than I thought, and it lasted a lot longer than I wanted it to. Yeah, I just didn't care about this match. Next was a Paul Heyman promo, which really wasn't a Paul Heyman promo. He just came out and basically started a video package for Brock Lesnar. The video package was just saying, where he's grown up, what he's done with his life, how much he's accomplished. But that was just the first part. Later in the night, you'll see the second. Oh, I'll tell you about the second part. But after that, Finn came out, and he was happy to be Intercontinental Champion. He started comparing himself to Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, and Razor Ramon. It was pretty interesting. He was then interrupted by Leo Rush, but Leo Rush was just a distraction because Bobby Lashley attacked him from behind. And then they both beat up on him for a little bit. And then Ricochet made his debut and helped out Finn. I'm a big fan of Ricochet. If you haven't seen any of his matches, go back and watch some of his matches. Now, when we came back from commercial break, because I went to commercial break after that, but we came back and it was official. It was a tag team match. It was Finn and Ricochet versus Bobby and Leo. I like some of the spots in this match, like when they did the reversed each other's moves and trying to one each other up. That was Ricochet and Leo. I like the ending of this match because it was just Ricochet hitting his 630. I'm pretty sure it's called the 630, and getting the 1-2-3 on Leo. It was just a great way to introduce Ricochet to the main roster, and hopefully in the future he's not treated like a jobber. Next, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I gave this match 3 stars just because I don't like Bobby Lashley and Leo. Whatever, it's my video, my star rating. Next, they had a promo backstage with, I shouldn't say promo, it was more like a segment backstage with Drew McIntyre, saying, he deserves to be in WrestleMania. He wants to fight Seth Rollins tonight and take his spot, basically. And then Dean Ambrose came up from behind him, gave him a nice big slap, and said, "You should fight me instead." So it was made the match for later in the night, Dean Ambrose versus Drew McIntyre. Up next, they had another tag team match. It was the Lucha House Party versus Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. This was an okay match. It didn't really surprise me. I knew exactly what it was. And it wasn't very long at all. I knew it was just going to be Zack and Kurt losing to the Lucha House Party, and I knew Zack was going to get pinned. And it's just a way to further build up their storyline of that they suck and they can't win a match, which when they actually do win a match, it's going to be awesome. It just sucks that they lost to the Lucha House Party, because I just don't. I want them to go back to 205 Live. I give this match I'm sorry, 1.5. Because there was a little bit of flurry at the end with Zach and I think Grand Metalik. I thought that was pretty good. And but anyway, yeah. On to the next. They had a DIY backstage promo. It was them talking to Chad Gable and Bobby Roode, the former tag team champs, when they were interrupted by the current tag team champs, the Revival. And basically, the Revival was saying that you know that they're the best tag team and that they're going to beat DIY tonight. Anyway, then they had the match. They had a tag team match, the DIY versus the Revival. And this was probably my match of the night. There were so many spots during this match. I'm not going to give any of them away because I don't like doing that. But I will give I always end up giving the match result away, which was the DIY beat the Revival. It was a pretty good match though. I want you to go back and watch it. There was a couple of spots where, actually no, I'm not going to say that because I want you to go watch the match. So, yeah, DIY won, and I'm happy, but I'm also not happy because, yeah, they need to win their match because it's their debuting match. They need to win, but the Revival also just won the tag team titles, and they need to win some too. And I think they need just a tad bit more than DIY. Honestly, I thought maybe they should have DIY should have fought someone else, like a set of jobbers. And hell, the Revival could have fought a set of jobbers too, like well-known. They could have fought like Rhino and Heath Slater. They could have done that, and it would have been much better for the Revival. And the Tommaso and Johnny could have fought, I don't know, the Lucha House Party, and they could have sent them packing. Next was one of those little Kevin Owens promos on the phone. He was at the movie theater with his, I saw at least one son. Basically saying that he's going to be back soon. He's found a new reason to fight. Yeah, and he'll be back soon. Next was Sasha Banks and Bayley promo, just coming out saying how proud they are to be the first women's tag team champions. Basically, a lot of what happened at the Elimination Chamber, being so proud and sad, sappy stuff, until they were interrupted by Nia Jax and Tamina, which I thought was stupid because they didn't do anything. They went down to the ring, they got on the apron and got knocked off. Tried again and got knocked off and went back. That was it. That was it. And I thought that was just so stupid. Next they did a DX video, just again saying that they're going to be in the Hall of Fame. I thought it was well put together. Next was the Drew McIntyre and Dean Ambrose singles match, and it barely was a match. Basically, this match consisted of Drew McIntyre giving Dean 2 Claymore kicks, and then pinning him 1, 2, 3. It was, like I said, it was barely even a match. I'm unsure what they're doing. I know I've said this before in this video. I'm just unsure what they're doing with Dean Ambrose. Even more so with what happened next. Because Paul Heyman played the second part of that video of Brock Lesnar. And basically more of him saying, you know, what he's going to do. And they started talking about Seth and how he's going to beat Seth at WrestleMania, blah, blah, blah. This cut to a backstage segment between with Seth. He's saying he's willing to do anything to win the title. He was then interrupted by a Dean Ambrose, who asked him where he was out there, referring to the match with Drew McIntyre. Seth said that, asked him if he was going absolutely crazy. Dean just kind of laughed off and walked away. And again, unsure what they're doing here. It's different, which I like. It's much different than the stupid Dean Ambrose, where he's just doing like pranks and stupid things. I never liked that. I always thought it was stupid. Next was an Elias performance. As usual, he didn't get to finish his performance before he was interrupted by Aleister Black. This turned into a singles match. I basically knew what it was going to be. It was a spot for Aleister Black to shine, which he did shine. This was a very good match. I didn't give this match a star rating. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but I should have. I'd give it at least a 3-star rating. It wasn't like anything like spectacular or anything, but it was a good TV Raw match. Aleister hit the fade to black on sorry, not fade to black. It was Black Mass, hit Black Mass on Elias and got the 1, 2, 3. And this led to our main event, which again I have mixed feelings of, because it was Ruby Riott versus Ronda Rousey. Again, a rematch from Elimination Chamber match, and this match was much better than the match they had at Elimination Chamber match. I'm kind of pissed off that they didn't have this match at the pay-per-view and then just have this stupid match on Raw, if they were going to have any match on Raw at all. But yeah, there were some pretty good close calls in this match. I thought, I knew Ruby wasn't going to win, but Ronda, some of those kicked out at the very last second. Ruby was able to hit Ronda with 2 right kicks. So, see, the first one was just like, okay, she's going to kick out. But then the second one was like, ooh, I don't know. Even though you did know. But, they're getting better. WB is getting better at lulling you into a false sense of security. And then, bam, switching over to not knowing what the hell's going to go on. Ruby Riott did lose to Ronda Rousey with the armbar, and there was no appearance from Charlotte and no appearance from Becky, which I'm kind of disappointed in. But overall, that match was pretty good. I just wish that match would have happened at the Elimination Chamber instead of the match that did happen. Thank you for joining me. This was Monday Night Raw. I will see you tomorrow for SmackDown Live. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe if you would. And also, if you disagree or agree with any things I've said, leave a comment. This has been Wrestling Review. See you tomorrow.